Committee, we'll call it to order. We have Brian on the line. Can I get a motion to allow him in? Got Member Renault and Member Williams. Thank you. We're voting to allow Brian into the meeting. All right, thank you.
Hello? Hello?
Hi, Brian. Welcome to the meeting.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to the approval of the minutes. Can I get a motion? Member Phelan and Member Bryant. Thank you. I'm sorry, Member Elsasser. Do you have a
I vote
vote?
aye.
All right, the minutes are approved. We will move on to our informational items. I don't think we have anybody here from the circuit clerk's office or the coroner's office. So we will move on to our PCAPS update.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I have a couple of great updates to share. We have some progress on the DCEO grant that was in the works from last year. If you'll remember, this was a $300,000 reimbursement on the PCAPS mobile unit. And we are rolling right along on this. The notice of state award has been completed, and they are currently drafting the grant agreement for us. So this is exciting, and I think soon we'll have some real progress on this. So very exciting. We've also received a bequest in the amount of $250,000. This was a bequest from Michael Eilenfeld. This is a gentleman who passed away and left us a significant, obviously, bequest. It was not earmarked for any particular project, just basically said, continue to do great things. So we are having some meetings with county administration and looking at capital projects versus operational projects and making some determinations on how do we want to move forward with that before we take a recommendation to the board. So that'll be coming down the pipeline here very quickly, probably within the next month or so. And then also we recently received what was very exciting, a $9,000 equivalent donation, but of in-kind product. Until we got these big six-figure donations, these were even more exciting. But this was 75 trays of a feline distemper and feline rabies combo vaccine that came to us from Greater Good Charities. So these donations are given to Greater Good Charities from vaccine manufacturers when they have vaccines and prescription products that are going to time out with an expiration date. They contact these folks who have relationships with folks like us who have doctors on file and veterinarians on file. They contact us and they say, how much of this product can you use before it will date out? We file for the grant and then they choose who they want to award the grant to. So we were awarded 75 trays of the vaccine, which I believe there's about 25 doses in each tray. It amounted to saving our shelter about $9,100 in our medical budget this year. So all very exciting things coming towards the end of the year for PCAPS. So all good updates for us.
Can you also share with us the steps that you take to keep our members safe that are going out into the community, regardless of what kind of call it is? What are our different precautions we have to keep our employees safe?
Yeah, absolutely. So on onboarding, we have a lot of safety training that's built into our onboarding with our new associates. Uh, in thinking about everything from how to, de-escalate with folks and situational awareness, all of those from every position from in the office and in the kennels onto our officers in the field. We're considering those types of situations that may arise. As we've had and run into all of those in both the building as well as in the field. We've also worked with folks from the sheriff's department to come out and do almost annual training and refresher courses on some of those topics as well, to keep that front of mind with our teams. And we've also now partnered with the Peoria schools this year to add some new training on mental health and working with mental health, and that's coming for us January, February this year. And so how to work with some folks with maybe some different kind of needs that we might not be as adept at dealing with that we have been in the past.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Any PCAPS related questions? Well, thank you, Becky. We will move on to our probation and courts conversation. Thank you, Brian.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm not asking for money today, so just 3 updates. First of all, I just wanted to express our appreciation for the board approving the money to do our remodel on the probation floor.
Brian, can you yell at us?
Sorry, I don't know why. Sorry. So after 7 months, we are officially back in the office. So it's pretty exciting. So we do really much appreciate it. So in addition to the entire office being refreshed, which is nice, the most important factor is every officer has its own office, which we have never had. And that's especially important due to the confidentiality issues that we have with our clients. One of my most exciting things is we have a break room with a sink and running water, which we have not had before. So it's extremely nice. I'm happy to give anybody tours if they want. Our staff could not be more excited. So thank you very much for that. And a special thank you to Kyle and Ben for his department's collaboration. It's a lot of extra work on facilities and IT. It went off without a hitch. They were great to work with, and it's always good to see that. The next update, we have talked about the Youth Opportunity Court in previous meetings. That's been about a 1.5-year project. And as we know, we here in Peoria continue to see a rise in juvenile crimes. The severity of those crimes are alarming. The number of arrests have increased dramatically over the last couple of years, and it seems to be going in the wrong direction. So this was kind of our answer to really, we know problem-solving courts work in the adult system. So to implement this using some of the grant funds from the Cure Violence from the health department, that project is a 1.5 years, and I'm excited to report that we are ready to implement that starting probably mid-October, working out some final logistics to that. So super excited about that. If there's any specific questions on the Youth Opportunity Court, I have Jessica Durbin here, our Deputy Director of Probation, to really happy to answer any questions on that vision. Anybody have any questions on the Youth Opportunity Court? Okay. The next item is just kind of a recap of the JDC work group. As you are aware, we held 4 lengthy meetings. And I was really excited when we started that process. My goal personally was not just to share the information to the group, but really to ensure clarity and have a better understanding of the JDC operation and budget. One of my goals was to be more forthcoming and collaborate, have that in communication, and not just wait till budget time to come around and talk about money and positions and things like that. Recognizing that we provided quite a bit of information, well over 125 slides and additional information. I was here at the last committee offering to answer any questions. But if there are any more lingering questions, I want to make our team available to meet in small groups. If anybody is interested in doing that, I ask to reach out to Member Allison and we can get some meetings scheduled. Really what the goal is, all that information. Are there any lingering questions? We'd be happy to continue that collaboration. And as always, I welcome any suggestions on any data points or information that I can report out. I do find it hard. What I think is important to bring forth may not be what the board members and the members of this committee want. So if there's any suggestions on any of the data or information, and that goes for not just JDC, obviously probation as well. Thank you.
While you're here, can you also give us an update on your open positions and how that's coming along?
In JDC, we have 4, I don't have the exact numbers, we have 4 slated to start in the next couple of weeks, and that will put us down 3 positions. As I said last time I was here, attracting them has not been the problem of late. So we've made some strides in being able to attract them. Keeping them is another problem. Probation, we only have 2 open, one open position. So,
Great, thank
so
you.
we're trending in the right direction, so that's pretty exciting.
Good. Anybody else have any questions?
Thank
Great,
you.
Thank you for the update. We will move on to our resolutions. Can I get a motion for the Organized Retail Crime Grant? Danny and Linda, thank you.
Good afternoon. At the end of August, the Sheriff's Office was awarded the Organized Retail Crime Grant through the Illinois Attorney General. The amount awarded was $31,166, and the goal of the grant funds is to offset the cost of existing subscriptions that we have. We have a couple subscriptions that are used to extract and analyze cell phone data, and then other subscriptions that are used for GPS tracking and things like that. They are subscriptions that we'd have regardless of whether we got the grant or not, so it's nice to have it. And the request from the Sheriff's Office then is to appropriate the revenue from the grant and the expenses into this year's budget.
Thank you. Any questions on this one? All right, please vote.
Madam Chairman,
Brian?
I vote aye.
Thank you. All right, all in favor or ayes? Thank you. We'll move on to our juvenile redeploy grant. Motion by Danny and Member Bryant. Thank you. Hey there.
Good afternoon, Jessica Durbin with probation. So our resolution for our juvenile redeploy grant is to continue a grant that we've started since 2021 in our juvenile department. The grant awarded amount would be $369,643. With that resolution also comes 2 contracts with Family Corps Youth Services and also the Human Service Center, Carl. Family Corps' services are for the case manager for the program and 2 family engagement specialists that work directly in the community with the clients and their families. That contract amount is $200,278. And then the Carl is for one full-time therapist. This is a really crucial role to the redeploy program because what we do is we have a full-time therapist working only with our clients and their families. So we aren't dealing with the barriers of wait lists, insurance, things like that we typically do with our clientele. That contract is for $90,037.71. So we have attached all of that. And everything has either been appropriated already for 25 or budgeted within 26.
Any questions on this grant? Yes, Mr. Ricker.
It's maybe more of an ask looking forward. You've had this grant in place for, you say, since 2021?
So 21 was a planning grant year, but we started fully functioning in 2023, yes.
Okay. It'd be nice, I think, for this committee to see maybe a report in some fashion out of kind of the progress that Family Court has achieved and
Sure.
something that we can put out to the public and say, here's the results. You know, it's been in place long enough now. We should be able to provide some results. That would be my only ask. Not today, but for
Yeah.
a future.
That's an excellent idea.
What metrics would you like covered? Number of families served, contacts made? Is there anything specific you're looking for?
Nothing specific, I guess, showing the progress that this has made with the juvenile category. Just
Sure.
kind of, do we have a trend or any type of a progress? We say we've made some gains and what we've learned and maybe adjustments we've made along the way as we progressed.
Yeah, and actually what I think would be great is we do some grant monitoring like feedback that we provide to DHS that kind of fits that. So the successes that we had in a certain time period, maybe some barriers we did have to address and how many families we served and how many successful clients that we had graduate. So we could share that. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Great suggestion. Any other questions? All right. Thank you. We'll move on to our Juvenile Justice Council grant agreement. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Go ahead and vote. Brian, your vote?
I vote aye.
Thank you. All right, all in favor. Thank you. Now we'll move on to our Juvenile Justice Council grant agreement. Can I get a motion? Danny, Brandy, thank you.
So this request is to continue our Juvenile Justice Council. This is also a grant through the Department of Human Services. We started this grant last year, so this would be a continuation of that. The funding for this grant covers the cost of the Juvenile Justice Coordinator, which is a supervisor level position within the probation department. This Juvenile Justice Council is statutorily recommended for a site of our size, a county of our size, and also required for those who have a redeploy site. So we are currently working with the Racial and Justice Equity Committee throughout this council, then other various stakeholders such as UIC to work on some data for Peoria County. It fits very well with the Youth Opportunity Court. That's one of the initiatives that came out of this program. So the total for this grant is $128,229. That covers primarily that staff members' salary fringes and then also some training expenses for the council that are required.
Questions? No questions? All right, we'll go ahead and vote. Brian, what's your vote?
I vote aye.
Thank you. All right, the ayes have it. Thank you. Moving on to our electric monitoring service for the county. Can I get a motion? Danny and Brandy, thank you.
Last time for me, I promise.
No worries.
So we had to put out an RFP. Our contract with our electronic monitoring service company expired. We put out an RFP through the typical process. We did receive 5 bids on those. Only 3 of them hit the requirements fully requested in our RFP. Out of those 3, Scram, which is who we are recommending that we continue on with, was the most reasonable provider and the most cost effective when considering all costs associated with that, such as equipment repairs, products, shelf fees, and other things that aren't always immediately thought of when looking at the contract. So overall, we are expecting a decrease from 2 to 5% respectively from the previous cost, but it will not exceed $75,000. That will come mostly from grant funding. If it's not from grant funding, it will come from our probation service fund.
And am I correct that this is the current provider also?
It is our current provider. Thank you.
Any questions? All right, go ahead and vote. Brian,
I vote aye.
thank you. All right, ayes have it. Thank you. For our final resolution, we've got the mortgage foreclosure fund closing. Right there. Motion, Danny, Linda, thank you.
Yes, good afternoon. What we have before you today is a request to close the mortgage foreclosure fund. That has been used to track the revenues and expenses in the Peoria County residential mortgage foreclosure program that started in 2011. Each year, the chief judge looks at sustainability of that program, and it was determined last December that due to financial reasons, it was no longer sustainable. So we got approval from the Administrative Office of Illinois Courts to go ahead and close that program. Therefore, we're asking to close the fund. There is a remaining balance of about $1,700 in that fund. We're asking for that to be transferred to the Law Library Fund, which operates our self-help center, which is a resource that homeowners can go to if they have questions about their foreclosure or need any assistance. Currently, our law library sees an average of 230 patrons per month. About 75% of the help is given in person for case types such as evictions, small claims, foreclosures, divorce, and family cases. And also our court navigator that's in that self-help center, she was also working with the mortgage foreclosure program. So she has the expertise to help homeowners that might come in and ask for our assistance. So that is what we have before you today.
Thank you for the extra information on the library and for ensuring it's still going to be used as a resource for homeowners in need. Any questions on the closure of this fund? All right, we'll go ahead and vote. Brian, how would you like to vote?
I vote aye.
Thank you. All right, we'll move forward. Ayes have that. We've now got the review of executive session minutes. Thank you. Motion from Danny and Brandy. Thank you.
It's the recommendation of the state's attorney's office that all previously held minutes continue to be held because the need for confidentiality still exists, and to destroy the executive session audio recordings that are more than 2 years old, except for the ones that relate to pending litigation.
Questions? Please vote. Brian, how would you like to vote?
I vote aye.
Thank you. All right, moving forward. Have any public comment? No? Miscellaneous? We're adjourned. Thank you.